What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're welding the diff and installing a new diff cover on our 2006 Mustang GT, so stay tuned. As you guys can see, I have this car pretty torn apart because I'm in the middle of a timing job, so that video will be coming out shortly. But today, I'm going to be installing this diff cover from Flashark, and I'm also going to be welding the diff. I'm welding the diff because this car has 358,000 miles on it, and this diff is pretty worn out, so it doesn't lock it up like it's supposed to. And also, this is a budget drift car, so that's what it's meant to do. So now the first steps in this process are already done. That is to disconnect the battery and get the car up in the air. Next, I'm going to pull off the rear wheels. Next, I have to disconnect my sway bar. So in the past, I've already tried to disconnect these, and these are completely seized in here. So I'm just going to disconnect it from here. So I'm just going to take out these two sets of nuts on both sides, and then just swing the sway bar out of the way this way. And all of those nuts are 15 millimeter. All right, so now we're going to disconnect our panhard bar. So this is an 18 millimeter. Make sure to get dirt in your eye. That's an important step you don't want to miss. Oh boy. There we go. Thanks, bud. All right, next we're going to remove the struts. That way we can drop down the rear end.
Just a reminder to put a jack underneath the diff before you remove the shocks. Otherwise, it will come down and fall on you. So put a jack underneath it.
Now that everything's down, we actually did remove the other bolt on the panhard bar over here to get it out of the way. I have the rear end on these jack stands here, so that way we can just remove the cover and drain it. When we were lowering it, we also did keep an eye on these brake lines, and I did just disconnect this just so that way we're not getting anything pulling or anything like that. So you just want to make sure that you're not yanking this too hard. So now the next step is you just want to undo the cover right there, get a pan under there, and drain the fluid. All right, so now we're going to remove all of these 13 millimeter bolts around the cover. Make sure that you, make sure you have a drain pan underneath here because you don't want this stinky ass all over your garage floor. Ooh, delicious. Oh, I can already smell it. Oh, I was so worried there wasn't anything in there. I was like, oh no.
Yay.
Yay.
How much gear oil does this thing take?
2.125 quarts. Mmm! So good and so tasty!
Hand me the bowl, the forbidden bowl.
So we're going to let that drain for a little bit, and then we're going to spray it out with some non-chlorinated brake clean, and then we'll get to work. All right, guys, so I got it cleaned out. So what we're going to do is we're going to weld inside here. So we're going to weld this top gear to this one here, and this bottom gear as well, pretty much each corner. So that way, obviously this locks these two together. You want to make sure not to weld the this like little S squiggly guy here, because if you ever want to take this apart again, this needs to come out. So you want to make sure not to weld this. We were going to put a plate over it, but because of this, it kind of makes it a pain to do that. I have seen, people can do that, but it does just make it kind of a mess. So I'm going to see if I can get away with just welding the gears together, and then we're going to try and run a bead up at the top here and weld it to the housing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. All right, guys, well, I didn't tell you I was going to teach you guys how to weld in this video, but this is definitely a welded diff. Is it good welds? No, it's not. But, god damn it, she'll skid. So we did both sides. Yep, the corner's up there, and then we welded to the housing up at the top. So that's good enough. I think she'll ride. Definitely, need to clean it out quite a bit. There's a bunch of freaking schmooze at the bottom of this, so I'm gonna get a magnet and brake clean it out and all that. So I'm gonna deep clean that, and then after that, I'm gonna clean up the mating surfaces here and then get the cover on. After using flux core, I'm cheap and I don't have a gas welder, so I got a bunch of weld spatter, and so I used a wire brush, just to get all this crap off of here, and use some brake clean to try and clean it out as best as I could. And then I wiped all this out and made sure that I got all the stuff at the bottom. I used a magnet as well to pick up all the excess. You want to make sure that you get all of this out, because anything that's left in here is just going to get munched up in your gears here, and you do not want that. So yeah, make sure to clean this out really well before you do anything else. Okay, so next, if you have one of these diff covers, you're going to want to take off the lock nuts on your bearing cap supports. And then after those are off, you want to back out your bearing cap supports all the way until they are bottomed out on the inside here. Next, if you have a drain bolt, you're going to want to put some RTV on it and thread it in. Well, now it's time to slap some RTV on the cover. And I like to apply it to both sides. And now it's time to install our cover. Now first you want to tighten these down softly by hand to let the RTV cure, and then we'll come back and torque them later. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with the quality and the look of this diff cover, and I want to give a huge thank you to Flashark for sending this out to me. And if you guys want to pick up one of these for yourself, make sure to click the link in the description box below. So now at this point, we're just going to wait for 1 hour for the RTV to dry, and then we're going to come back and tighten these all down to spec.
1 hour later.
Okay, so now that we've waited for an hour, we're going to torque down all of these bolts in a cross pattern to 25 foot-pounds. Okay, so now that the cover is torqued to spec, now I'm going to basically turn these by hand until they make contact with the bearing caps, and then once those are both making contact with the caps, then we're going to torque these to 5 foot-pounds. My torque wrench doesn't actually go down to 5 foot-pounds, so I'm just going to snug them up just a teeny tiny bit, and then we're going to put on the jam nuts. And now we're going to torque the jam nut to 10 foot-pounds. And guys, don't forget this step, but also make sure to put some RTV on these bolts in here, because I forgot. So I had to pull these back off and basically thread them out, get at the very base of them, and then throw a little bit of RTV in there and then thread them back in, because these will leak if you forget to put some RTV in there. So I just torqued them back down, but they're good to go now. So slight time jump here. So I came home yesterday after work and I filled up the diff and I put everything back together. I thought OEM spec was 2.1 quarts, and yes, that is correct. So 2.1 quarts if you do have the stock cover. However, with this cover, it actually increases the fill amount to about 3 quarts is what I'm guessing. So I had to buy another quart. Of course, last night it was too late when I went to the store. Advanced Auto Parts was already closed. So I was out of luck last night, so I had to start again this morning. So this is what I'm using. This is Valvoline 75W140. This is what it calls for this diff. I like this bag because it makes it a lot easier to fill. You can get into tight spaces and that kind of stuff. It's just a little bit easier to maneuver. This one does have limited slip additive in it. Of course, now that the diff is welded, we don't really need that. But this one was pretty cheap. It was only like 19 bucks, so you know, I just bought it anyways. But yeah, I mean, if you can find one that's cheaper and it doesn't have limited slip additive, then you know, you can go with that as well because you don't really need it. So we're gonna put in this last quart and then put in the drain plug, put some RTV on it, and you should be good to go. With 3 quarts, it's just below the fill hole, and also the car is raised in the rear, so it's probably not quite as full as it will be once it's flat. So now we are going to put the fill plug back in, and then I'm also going to put some RTV on it. And then the reassembly process is the same procedure as before, just in reverse. But there you have it, guys. That's how to weld the diff and install an aftermarket diff cover on your 05 to 09 Mustang GT. But let me know in the comments below if you have any questions on the procedure. And if you enjoyed the content for today, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for future content. I'll catch you guys next week. Later.